Hey there, friendlies. Sorry, I'm just cleaning up after the video that I did yesterday, I think it was. As I said, after I made the chaga, I cleaned the but I do know that some of it is bloody dangerous. I've been reading up on horse hoof since then, and turns out that it's not outdoors here. How's it going, mister? Strange, because this says I'm online, but my laptop says that I'm not. So I'm just hoping for the best. LT, how's it going? Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. Hold on. I know exactly what's going on here. It's because I have the wrong... You know, it's funny because I tell you what. The whole system, the YouTube system, it's bloody confusing. There's like, you gotta pop open this page for that, that page for the other. Okay, so I am in fact live. So yes, what was I saying? Yes, I've been reading up on the horsehoof fungus since doing my video yesterday. So all those many hours. And it seems that it has medicinal qualities and some people do consume it in limited ways. So still. So here's what I got from my hard work yesterday. It's not quite dry yet. It's still just a little damp. Check it out. Outdoor just commented on... Yeah, look, I've still got a whole bunch of spore tubes on that one. I don't know. Outdoor, I don't know yet. I haven't had a chance to try it. Today was a work day, but I worked from home because my little girl was still sick. Actually, parts of this one still have some tubes on them too, so I don't know. But you know, you slice off a piece, you snap it into flame. What I'll probably do is slice off the spore tubes as I'm preparing it to be used. Anyway, that's that. Simon's here. Simon was first. Hi. I was just watching Simon's live stream, actually. I found it actually pretty interesting because I've been... Sorry, guys, I have an itchy ankle. Because I've been dealing with some... I recently finally cured my household Wi-Fi issues. I upgraded, side-graded, whatever, from an airport setup to TP-Link, TL-Link, T-something-Link, something linky. Hold on. I've still got the box around here somewhere. And it is full of sawdust because I've been working. TP-Link. That's what I got. Anyways, I bought it like months ago. Not too many months ago, like 3 months ago. Set it up. Everything went kablooey. I would have like... The phones are online. The PS3's not. The PS3's online, the computers aren't, and I just pulled it out and said, okay, I just wasted whatever it was, $90. But my fiddler, Peter, he has the same one, and he got it to work. So the day after our Saturday gig, when we both really should have still been in bed. No, it was on the Saturday. It was after our Friday gig. We're like, let's get this thing going. And so we got it all set up. There's a couple of gotchas in the setup just because their software's terrible. But anyways, now it works and it works great. And in fact, my network is faster than it was. So I'm happy. Hey, 39 campers here. Let me just show that. Yeah, outdoor. I was thinking of doing that. Just like, I know I'm inside, surrounded by sawdust, but check. But I don't want to get left because I burnt down our house. If I get left, I want it to be because, you know, I was secretly dating Mila Kunis. Do you know what I'm saying? something Hollywood level. But that's not going to happen on any level. So I think I'm pretty solid. Who's got a beer? I know LT's got a beer. He never lets me down. What you got, LT? Hold on, I'm just making sure that I'm not missing anything here. Man, there's some lag on the site today. So after that weird fruity, what was it that I had last time? Hold on, folks. I've still got the bottle around here somewheres. After the dark ale au petit fruit that I did not love, 39 Campers got a beer. What you got, man? So after this experiment, this failed experiment, for this week I've gone back to something I know I like. Le Curieux. It's a nut brown. Silly label, but hey, that's Les Brasseurs du Monde. I'm gonna pour some wheat beer out of my growler in about it's funny because just take a look. LT's got Czechwar original Czech, okay. Oh, 39's got the Bush, okay. An American classic there. Yeah, we don't do a lot of growlers up here in Quebec, outdoor. There's all kinds of weird laws about there's all kinds of weird laws. Let's just leave it at that. I'm getting better at this, but come on, fool. I don't want to slice my finger while I'm trying to do that. Remember that time? What was it, like 4 live streams ago when I went pop? I could hardly believe it. I felt really silly after that, but that was a great moment. Cheers. Chin chin. Slanja, whatever your cultural background might be. Oh, I do love me a nut brown. 5.9%, 500 mil. Let's see, does this have a write-up? Of course it does, because this is Brasseurs du Monde. I shall read it. Inspired by 18th century British brewing tradition. I'm going to start that again, because Inspired by 18th century British brewing traditions, within which they were brewed with 100% roasted malt, brown ales regained their popularity around 1920, and were mainly made of pale malt, along with a percentage of specialty malts. Le Curieux, with its malty and toasted hazelnut flavors, is inspired by the traditions of northeastern England, while its dark color and somewhat sweet flavor pay tribute to the southern versions. Will Le Curieux quench your curiosity? Apparently so. P.S. No nuts were used in brewing this beer. So if you have a nut allergy, this nut brown ale ain't gonna put you under. Wow, $8 growler fills? Holy crap. Oh, are we counting again? All right, guys. Okay. Is that how it's going to be? So check this out, guys. Remember how I kept saying I'm going to use this thing until it goes into the dirt? And then I'm going to sharpen it up? He needs a green card so that he can move to a state where we can buy growlers, because you can't do it in Quebec. I'll tell you what. Make an Amadou. Hold on, boys. Make an Amadou beat the shit. Beat the stuffing out of this blade. Out of this edge. And this edge. And this edge. I stuff you not. That's some tough stuff. So I gotta try to just, no, we're not at 3 yet, Simo. So I'm gonna try to just sort of, what? Come on, guys. Yeah. and cheap draw knives, hatchets, and stuff. Outdoor man, one day I'm going to go down and visit you. So I'm going to try to just drop this while we chat. Because it's like, I can't just go like this on it, because then I will injure myself hugely. But, like, it sure as hell ain't shaving sharp anymore. Shaving sharp anymore, that's for damn sure. And it's weird, because, man, I've been using this thing pretty hard. You know, I've been, like, batoning with it, even though I don't really baton. And I don't suggest you baton with a rat tang knife. I've been using it in the kitchen. I've been using it for, you know, like carving, right? I do love carving. Making the feather stickage, as you guys who saw my video yesterday will see, will have noticed. Hello, talking English. But yeah, now I gotta at least strop this edge because it's... Hula. I don't know why I brought this out. Right? Just to show it off again. Mini Nesmark. Gonna buy that full-size one that Outdoor showed me at some point. But, you know. Oh, so much good. I've still got a whole bunch of Amadou horsehoof fungus left. I think if Paul Bakima comes on, I'll start carving it up again just to irritate him. Let me see what's going on. There we go. But yeah, so 39 and I both used to hang out. Oh, I think my girl gave me whatever she's got. 39 Camper and I used to hang out with Ron Swanson a lot. Fox Company Prepping on his Google Hangouts back when I had different hours. So I was wondering, because I mean, as I've mentioned before, Fox Company's back to doing his Friday night. Well, he's back online, and the way he's back online is he does a Friday night Google Hangout every week. And I've been on the last 3 of them. Always wondering if 39 was gonna come and hang out. 39 is an interesting guy. Is he around still? Oh, did he get timed out? What did I miss? Oh, so Scott, how's it going? But anyways, so 39 and I, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. He does a lot of like food preservation and stuff, and he told me about a like a pressure canner. Is that what they call it when you make when you put preserves by for later? You can them, right? I think that's what you know. When my wife is doing it, it's a different word in French that I don't remember right now, but I think in English it's called canning. And there are 2 ways to do it, right? There's pressure, and I think there's just like temperature. And I think pressure is better for ensuring that you're getting no like germs growing inside. By the way, I know I'm coming towards myself, but I'm using a spoon carver's position, okay? I'm jammed right in so that I can't get myself. So it's a lot safer than it looks. But I do love making feather sticks. Sure goddamn do. And this knife is nowhere near as sharp as it was before. Pressure canning and hot water bath. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, Scott was researching a new router after the live stream, after Simon's live stream. Hold on. Here's what I recently got. Scott, was that long enough, or do you need it back? $90 Canadian, so it's probably like $5 American. But anyway, um, that's what I recently got. It has definitely improved my network, my home network. Outdoor didn't get a notification. That's interesting. I did get a notification. For once, I got a notification. Huzzah! YouTube. Anyways, I'm glad I'm not on strike anymore because I was. I don't only do the videos for for you guys. Like I do them because I like to do videos. Because I went to school to make movies and I didn't make movies. So you guys are like therapy. But anyways, one thing I did want. Oh yeah. So yesterday was my birthday, as several of you have. Oh wait. 39 tomatoes as well. Okay. Serge's here. What is up? Interesting, Serge, because I've been having trouble with Brave lately, which really bugs me because, like, I keep telling you how, I have my entire YouTube set up based on Brave now so that I'm not paying into YouTube's pockets inadvertently. So the fact that Brave is now crashing on startup is really bugging me. Oh, I see. Okay, I was just wondering what didn't go as planned. Uh, I found Simon's live stream. For those of you who don't know, Simon I think is planning to do a live stream at 8 on the same night as I. Is that 4? Is that 4? I think that's 4. It's very different from what I do, but I actually found it really interesting. Is it 5? It can't be 5. I think it's 3. Beans don't need pressure. There's something horrible that is. Never mind. Yeah, I found the live stream interesting because, because Simon is a network and telecom professional. So I found it really fascinating because, as I said, just did my home Wi-Fi all over. What I meant to say was because I just redid my home Wi-Fi, moved some stuff around, got a much, much better signal out of it. But like a couple of things that Simone said makes me think that I would. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Scott. Beans. So I'm wondering if maybe can I replace the antennae on my TP-Link thing because they are replaceable. But like, can I get more powerful antennae for it? I don't know. We're gonna take a look after this, see if I can. Let me take a look. What else am I missing? Yeah, outdoor, hit the bell. Like anyone you really want to hear from, hit the bell. Even sometimes that doesn't work. 39, what's your experience with that? Are people hitting your bell and then not getting notifications? Or are you hitting bells and not getting notifications? I find it's like all over the place. I don't want to get started because then I'm just going to piss all over the place. Not literally. So yes, birthday yesterday. I received this. Bigger than the one I like 4 days ago. The missus says, "Hey, Camille says that we're gonna buy you some foresty stuff for your birthday. What do you want?" I'm like, if I had a month's notice and could say buy these online, sure. But No. But ah, damn it. But where Camille goes to her ballet lesson on Saturdays is right next to a mountain equipment co-op in the North End. Near, for those of you who live in or around Montreal, it's up at Marché Central. 4, yes. Thank you, guys. So I just went on their website and picked a bunch of stuff and said, pick a few things, or pick one thing. Pick something. And this is cool because I used to have like a Nalgene, or it wasn't even, it was like an off-brand Nalgene. And, okay, so 39, he doesn't get, yeah, it's, oh. Anyways, I was on an escarpment in Alberta. A lot of things happen to me on escarpments in Alberta. I blew my first tripod to hell because I had to throw it because I needed my hands to keep from falling like 60 feet down off an escarpment in Alberta. This is a different trip, but anyways, whatevs. I might have actually been in British Columbia. Anyways, whatever. Bounced the bottle off a rock by accident. Popped the whole bottom off. So it wasn't a real Nalgene. I think it was like an off-brand, like dollar store Nalgene or something. And since then, I've been sort of, borrowing the Mrs.'s water bottle for this video, or borrowing that water bottle for this little hike, or buying bottled water. Which, okay, if ever you want me to go crazy, like Evian and blah blah, all these little plastic bottles of water at the garage or the gas station or the supermarket. Like, I see flats of bottled water and I think, if you are not prepping for the apocalypse, why the hell are you buying that? Why the hell are you buying? You can't. Don't want to get into this. You can't recycle plastic indefinitely. Once, maybe twice, and then suddenly it goes into making those plastic recycled park benches, right? The ones that used to be wooden. And we've got so much plastic going on. People don't have to buy water. Once when I was young, there was like some hipstery, it was called like oxygenated water, and I bought it. I don't know why. I was dumb. Whatever. I bought this oxygenated... Take 2. I bought this oxygenated water, and I went to work with it. And at the time, I had just burnt out of my first career. So I was working like as a busser at a pub. And I walked in with my oxygenated water, and one of the guys is working there, and like kind of a salt of the earth type, looks at the bottle and says, oxygen and water. So 2 things you can get for free, you spent $3 on. And it was like, to him it was probably just a, ha, you're an idiot moment. But to me it was like, actually, yeah. Yeah, I just spent $3 on oxygenated water. Tigga, what? And, I mean, we're talking years ago. Like, I was maybe 32, maybe. Probably even younger. I don't know. But it's like, when something like that happens, I don't make a switch right away, but... Wait. Oh, 39. You're giving away a Sil Poly tarp soon? I'm in. What size? It's funny, because, on Ron Swanson's last chat that I was on, I missed last Friday's, but the Friday before, we were chatting, and he asked a question. Like, I think the theme of that conversation, of that Google Hangout, was, what's a survival item that you've recently realized that you really need? And to me, it was a tarp, because I have a tarp. And with a tarp, you don't need a tent or a hammock, really. If you get a strong one, maybe not the Sil Nylon, but like, I realized that, if I just pack a tarp, there's a lot of stuff, like I have a whole lot of shelter there. So if I don't necessarily want the weight of a tent, And let's face it, who the hell wants the weight of a tent? And a tarp is the way to go. You know, if I'm car camping, which I'll be doing a couple of car camping trips this summer, then who cares, right? You throw it in the back of the car, you pop open your tent, the whole family crawls in. But if you're walking into the woods, like you guys know what come on, man, Joe Robinette does, right? He walks into the forest. He just goes. If I hit like 10,000 subs, I'll start to spend serious money on this. You know, what I would like to do actually is I used to have a podcast. Harvard. He's back now. He came back and was immediately hired by a big university in Ontario. But we had this podcast going, and the whole conceit of the podcast was talking about two buddies talking about science from the position of a layman and a scientist. And I learned a lot, man. We only got like 7 episodes out before stuff just got too hectic for him, doing a PhD at a big name American school. But even in that small amount of time, I learned a lot, and I wanna take that somewhere, you know. Doing something maybe like Paul Kirtley does. You know the Paul Kirtley podcast? Where am I? You just have to see. Yep. Anyways, 39, I watch you. I like your stuff. For any of you who don't watch 39 Camper, give him a watch. He does good stuff. Yeah, Joe Robinette's a funny guy. I'm glad that he's sort of coming back around the corner from his health problems. He's got what he's got is it's a hard cross to bear, you know. Want to see something else? This is it's a water bottle that I've been wanting. Oh, hey, 39 will know, but actually a lot of you guys will know. Should I get one of those, what are they called? Fish mouth, fish spreaders? Would that fit in this? Yeah, that's a wide mouth, right? I can just hang it over a fire. What's it called, that wire thing? Fish spreader? Fish mouth? Fish thing? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know, it's like... Let me see if I'm actually talking about the same thing. I may be, like, translating poorly here. It's Camille's iPad, okay? If it was mine, it would have a bleeding moose on it. What the hell's her password? I'm a genius. Okay. Of course, we've got this thing locked down, so I don't even know if I can actually surf. Is it called a fish mouth spreader? I remember these things from... Oh, crap. I'm not good with... Fish mouth spreader, Walmart. So this is either going to be what I'm looking for or something horrible. Yeah. See this thing? Right? Get the one without plastic. Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. I agree. I hate plastic anyway, though, LT. 39 says, just use a pot. Yeah. This is what I usually bring, right? Is this a 1.2 liter Morris pot? Morris part, right? Because I know how to talk. Morris pot because I'm Canadian, and you know. The Morris pot is based on an old Royal Canadian Air Force survival pot, and it's called a Morris pot because Moores kept his from the Air Force and used it as his bush pot. This is of course in typical Canadian fashion. It took an American company to market the damn thing, but I love this pot. What's this company called? 4 Dog, 5 Dog Night, 4 Dog Summer, Dog Days. What is it? It's a dog. It's something with dogs. A number of dogs. Some dogs. It's a company that made up of dogs who make pots. 4 dogs. Thank you. Oh, you wish it was stainless? Okay, I liked the anodized aluminum aspect. I think, don't they make a stainless one, but it's more expensive? Or is my knowledge like 6 years out of date? Because I've had this for a bunch of years now. So that's what I usually bring. 39. More recently, I've also, in fact, I usually bring one or the other. If I'm just having tea, this is a 10 centimeter tea can by Falcon Enamelware. I take it, I fill it, I boil, I put my tea bags in, or if I'm making spruce or maple pine tea or whatever, I do that. It gets filthy, like it gets black. But it's enamel, so I take it home and I scrub the ever-loving crap out of it, and it's back to like pristine. And I love enamel. I love enamel. Yeah, there's a real weight penalty you pay, but I don't care. I love me some enamel. My best camping memories all have an enamel cup or an enamel like camp coffee pot on them. So whenever I see enamel, it's like there's this feeling of nostalgia. So I will probably be buying enamel for the rest of my earthly existence. I do want to show you guys something else though, because my family was good to me for my birthday. Let me just never use one on a fish. 39. Oh, the spreader. Okay, good to know. I don't really fish because of I've got a lot of weird fish allergies. I think I told you guys that, eh? So here's the BioLite kettle pot kettle. I think it's a kettle pot. Right, it goes on the BioLite stove. It's got a windshield built in, which is nice. Cooks like a pot, pours like a kettle. They actually say that. Anyway. The thing about this kind of stuff is it's a little more high-tech than I tend to think of when I'm purchasing camp stuff. Because, you know, I like enamel, I like real basic stuff. But I recognize that there's some real benefit to stuff like this. Now, I ain't never used this. And this is as foreign to my concept of camping as it gets. But because I'm going to be doing some actual camping with, like, well, by that point she'll be 7. You know, 7-year-old, and car camping and hanging with the family and stuff, I think it just goes on there. Like, I'm not going to light this, so if I'm not getting it absolutely perfect, I'm not going to stress it. As best I can tell, this works kind of like a Stirling engine. That the difference between the heat here and the cool out here, right? That's a vent. How many of you guys know what a Stirling engine is, first of all? Like, am I just spewing a bunch of nonsense, or do you guys know what I'm saying? I'm just going to assume that at least someone here doesn't know. If anyone here doesn't know what a Stirling engine does, is it uses temperature variation to... Paul Bakima's here. How's it going, mister? Since Paul Bakima's here, I'm going to use my increasingly dull Canadian belt knife to carve one of these. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so what a Stirling... Let me see. Anyway, so what a Stirling... Here's the problem with the Stirling engine. It's an amazing concept, because what it does is, say... the way a lot of them work is it's a piston, okay? It's in the fire, it gets hot. It moves out of the... Suffice it to say, the way the machine works is it uses the difference between a heat source and colder air to create movement, okay? Uh, none of them are... None of them that exist right now are good for anything bigger than like a little desktop Yuga, right? A novelty item. But what I think is going on with this is that it uses the same principle to let you just power up your cell phone. Like it's, what is it, 3 watts or something? 3 something? I think it was 3, right? We're not like, you're not powering a laptop, but you know, you got your oven on, you got your stove on, your phone is running low on power. Plug it in. Plug it in. I didn't just do that. Like, and here there's like a temperature gauge. I think that's fan. I don't know what that means. I think that's, I don't know, because this is brand new. Okay, I haven't really had the time to look it up yet. But that's a charge right there. So I'm looking forward to making it work. What I like about it is that it's just a stick stove, right? It's like my hobo stove. You throw a bunch of sticks in, you light them up. It came with some little fire lighters, which are around here somewhere, which I can't find right now. But yeah, so I'm pretty jazzed with it. I think it's cool. Can I just post a wiki link? Yes, I can. Of course, I gotta reach over everything to do any typing. It's okay though, because I care deeply about you guys. Wikipedia, because we're not doing a school paper here. We're having a conversation. Stirling engine, also called a Stirling motor. Let me see it. Okay, now I gotta find my page again. Beer Blades and Bushcraft. Bickety, bam. Okay. Outdoor gets his water nearly boiling with an alcohol stove. You know, as I said, I mean, oh yeah, one thing I did want to say is, I don't think I'm going to go hiking with this. I think this is going to be like a car camping thing, because look at the size. Right? It all packs into this tube, but this tube is big. This tube takes up like probably a quarter of the inside of my Eberlestock. Eberle. I still don't know how to pronounce that name. My pack. My pack. But anyways, what I do like about it is how it, you know, it all breaks down into small parts. USB key. You know, it's funny because I'm kind of with Outdoor on the fact that if I'm out in the woods, I don't necessarily want to be contacted, but I do dearly like filming my environment. So I do still kind of need to have my phone charged up, you know? If I wasn't doing the YouTubes, it would be a non-issue completely, you know? But anyways, it does pack up nice and small. Can't wait to get it dirty. And also some t-shirts and stuff, and some new, I wear those Keen hiking sandals. What are they, Newport H2 or some damn thing. So I got a new pair of those. Met the product ambassadors at Meg Vancouver a few summers ago. Okay. Ended up giving them a bunch of wood for my truck. Oh, theirs got seized at the border because they came up from the States. Well, of course it got seized at the border. Why wouldn't they have known that? Anyway. They were making s'mores out front. Amores out. Hey, if they were making an amores out front of the store, I hope that they were. Stop. Stop. Behave yourself. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I think this is pretty cool. Comes with a USB light. You know, how do you guys feel? You know, like, I see the need for a headlamp and all that stuff, and a torch. Not a torch. Why did I say torch? I never say torch. I'm North American, dude. Like a flashlight and everything, but I like the light of flames. Like, I like the light quality of natural flames. And I don't love the light quality from light bulbs when I'm in the woods, you know? Like, so to me, I only use a man-made light if I'm, like, hopping out to take a pee into the woods or something like that, you know? But generally, I don't like to have, you know, a synthetic light on when I'm in the woods. Now, that does not mean that I'm out there with a torch held high, you know, trying to peer through the darkness, you know, hunting for werewolves or anything, but... 19-year-old hippies, so they probably were making amore out front of the store. Because let's face it, at Mountain Equipment Co-op, they would not be completely out of place. It's an unkind statement, but it's not entirely untrue. Bowl. You know, it's funny, because I like going to Mountain Equipment. For those of you who are in the States, MEC is a lot like REI. But I kind of feel that REI might have better stuff nowadays. Like, I feel that MEC has gone from being a really good, like, outdoors friendly store, you know, with good hiking gear and good, you know, stuff, to maybe a little more on the namaste side of things. Like, there's a lot of yoga gear going on. And that kind of bugs me because I you know, because let's face it, there's yoga gear in every store in the land. There's a freaking Lululemon on the main street in any city, and you can't get a good axe at Mountain Equipment Co-op. That bugs me. I think Mountain Equipment Co-op should be carrying at least as good an axe selection as Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company. But I think I saw, yeah, when I was looking to find something for my girls to buy me for my birthday, I think I saw Council Tool, at least at mec.ca. Paul, have you seen anything like that? Like, not the really affordable Council Tool, right? It's like the Woodcraft or Woodpack or whatever it's called. Oh, I'm missing the combo here. UCO candle lantern. I, in fact, put that on my list. However, like, the thing is, my list wasn't, I want everything. It was like, take a couple of ideas, see what floats to the top kind of thing. But yeah, I did put one of those on my list. Lee Valley sells a Welsh miner's lantern that I just love the looks of. But I don't remember what it costs or anything. And I'm not going to spend this entire... Has my resolution gone to hell? Because on my computer, my resolution's gone completely to hell. Oof, you want a UCO candle lantern but don't have one yet. Oh, you've got a small battery-powered LED lantern, yeah. MEC and REI have a joint purchasing and production agreement for some items. That wouldn't surprise me. I've never heard of that, but that wouldn't surprise me because they have no reason not to. They're not in competition, and they're both very much in the same space. So if they could save some bucks by unifying the purchasing, that would be amazing. MEC, why VR clients are busy saving for us. Why would they try to sell Axis? Fair point. Amazon has one with Cocoon for about the same price. Oh, you mean LT? You mean the candle lantern with the little carrying case? So I'm still glitchy. My Scott says I'm still glitchy. Um, I wonder why I'm glitchy. Unless there's somebody watching the Netflix upstairs. It's funny because on my phone I look fabulous. I look fabulous. But on my computer, man, it's like. I mean, I'm not gonna dick around with it unless like I drop offline or something because I don't want to, you know. Did I swear off carbs? It's been ages since New Year's. No, I did not swear. I should swear off carbs though. Nut brown ale. Paul, are you drinking something? Are you having the beers? Are you having some suds with us? That was... Paul probably knows a hell of a lot about Amadou. Do you know? Because you know a crap ton about trees. This horsehoof fungus. I know it's horsehoof because it was on a dead birch. Oh, Paul, you're off the booze. Okay, all right. Um, yeah, look, I've still got all these damned spore tubes on this one. Yeah, the thing is, I have yet to find actual chaga. Um, and I know that the rule of thumb is that chaga grows on a living birch and horsehoof apparently grows on a dead one, but I don't know if there's any overlap. I don't know if horsehoof is, edible. So I didn't even try to make tea out of this stuff. I know this is horsehoof because I know it came off a freaking dead birch. So I mean this horsehoof that's been sort of around the block, kind of, you know. Outdoor retracted a message and I didn't get to see it first. Outdoor, I'm not striking a spark on it in here. I don't want to burn the place down. My fire kit's in the garage anyway. Schnoot. Sorry, my fire kits are in the garage anyway. Do I have... Oh, I've got a lot of char cloth here. But yeah. My fire kits are in the garage because I was... I'm going to start that again. Because of the video I shot yesterday. I was making fires. Hey, I was making fires out there, eh? Oh, yeah. Sure was. Well, crappity. There's a fire lighter that comes with the BioLite stove. But anyways. No, the Rubbermaid is now empty. There is so much sawdust floating in the air in here because we were running the thickness planer recently because of the bench that I'm building right here, right below the camera. Building a bench. It's going to be a bench. And it's going to be a bench with holdfasts. You know, the old style wrought iron holdfasts that go in the holes. I'm going to buy the holdfasts from probably Lee Valley. And it's going to be gorgeous. And in fact, Did I show you guys the vise I have that I'm gonna turn into a leg vise? Yeah, I showed you guys, right? Um, Outdoor, no, don't run your grinder next to your reloading bench. Damn you, sir. What 39 question of the night? Yeah. See, here's the thing. I don't really want to put any vices on. I like the idea of the Nicholson bench. I don't know if any of you guys are really into workbenches, but man, I love them, and I'm building my first one, and I'm jazzed, like jazzed about it. But I like the idea of the Nicholson bench with no vice on it at all. But if I do put a vice, it's going to be a leg vice. And I did recently buy this. And it turns really, really nicely. So I may have to put a vice on this bench. I may have to do it. But I'll tell you one thing. I keep this off the ground because we have a wicked leak in our foundation. That sends a little river right through here. Wait, go back. Are matches obsolete? Yeah, they're obsolete. Flint and steel, man. Sometimes a little ferro rod action. Actually, really a lot of ferro rod these days because I'm having Camille try to start the fires more often than not. She's not ready for flint and steel yet. She's still not 100% with the ferro rod, but she's getting better. Let me see. Outdoor Dauber. I guess I shouldn't. Simo, Outdoor Dauber, you're free to do whatever you want. Please send me the invite. I'll bring marshmallows. Can I get the computer to read out the comments we make to you? Yes. But because the mic is facing this way, and some of you guys make the kind of comments that I don't really want being read out. But I don't know if that works with the tube of views, like if that works with the browser. Outdoor Dauber, after you blow yourself to smithereens, I'll take the reloading kit home. I've been wanting to sort of get into that. Oh, a bunch of matches guys here, eh? I find I always have matches in my kit. Always. Because you know what? There's been a couple of times where I've just been like, scratch, 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 or like pound, pound, and it's just not working. And I'd way rather use matches than a lighter. For the usual reason that I keep saying that lighters have plastic. Actually, I could buy a Zippo, I guess. That's true. I could have a lighter with no plastic if I buy a Zippo. Anyways, but to me, I always have a box of like those little wooden matches. I tend to have a lighter just like in an absolute last ditch kind of situation, because at the end of the day, I want fire. Excuse me, more than I need to ensure the time-honoredness of my combustion technique. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to get a freaking fire built because I am bushed and I'm cold and I'm hungry, and I just, I can't do it. Matches, you know. A bunch of French here. Yep. I kind of don't count because I'm half and half, but Serge, he's straight up. LT is definitely Franco. Simon is absolutely Franco. I'm really anglicized. Like at home we speak both, but to the point where sometimes I don't know what word I'm looking for in any language, you know? But yeah, a bunch of Francos here. Paul, I always want to pick your brains about this stuff because that's a good point. I've sort of started teaching Camille how to do matches, but here's the thing. I want to maintain her interest, right? So I don't want to do anything that's too hard, and her to feel, I don't want her to feel that I'm letting her do the kid stuff because that really frustrates her. So, excuse me, she's watched me make fires with a ferro rod often enough that she wants to try that daddy kind of thing. So I've been letting her try the ferro rod. She's clearly too young for flint and steel. Even with the ferro rod, like I'm having, she's having an issue. I'm looking for something to scrape. Okay, let's pretend this is a knife. No, this is a knife, but she uses a scraper, not a knife. I need something to pretend it's a ferro rod. Say the strop. Like with the little scraper, it's a little light my fire, right? Right? But she keeps doing like this, and I'm working on getting her to stop that because when she does, she usually lights a fire, but she's doing this, you know? And I'm working with her on it and everything, but like I don't want to add flint and steel onto the, give her a break. Let her master one, and then we'll move on to the other kind of thing. But I do wonder if teaching her matches first would have been the smart thing to do, because then she's succeeding at making fires more often. Better for the ego and stuff. But I don't know. Every time pretty often when you know I'm trying to show Camille some fire lighting, I think of you because you work with kids, you know. So yeah, I probably should have started with matches. Gotta get flint and steel. Well, the other, yeah. What time is it here? Right now it's 21:57. It's 9:57. What do you mean 5? Did I? What? No, really? Outdoor made flint and steel kits for his Cub Scouts. Yeah, oh, they're in the first grade, okay. So we got a couple of Scout guys here tonight. Tonight? No, that's not going to happen. There you go. I had something else to talk to you guys about. I sure damn did, but I don't know what it is. Oh well, whatevs. What I wanted to do tonight was strop while we were chatting. You know, especially because I want to see if I can get this thing back into shape. But you know, I find that we start talking and then I'm reading the comments and blah blah blah. Oh, Outdoors asking if the vid is locking up for anyone else. Is it? Because it's not locking up on my computer, but it really, man, the resolution has gone into the toilet. Quality goes down but comes back up. Okay. Yeah, so like I was gonna be stropping while every week I'm like I'm gonna be doing work while we chat. We're gonna be like it's gonna be a productive time. They're gonna see me building something or carving something, but I just chatting, shooting the spit. You know, and I'm trying to keep up on the comments. I miss like half the comments every week, you know. 39 is asking me to do group chat, and I keep wanting to do that. One of these weeks, I think that's what we're gonna do because there are 11 people watching right now. On a smaller week when it's only like 6 or 7, we can totally do a Google Hangout. You know. Thing is, I'm reluctant to because when I was doing Google Hangouts, there were one or two guys who would come on every time and just take the conversation way out of where it had to be. Because when I did a group chat when I was doing group chats, I like to set an agenda so that it doesn't sort of, just completely go into left field or anything. And it's like one week I wanted to talk about hunting rifles. One week I wanted to talk about fire lighting. One week I wanted to, and this guy, there were a couple of guys like, and it just always came around to their Tavors or whatever. And I was like, but most of this chat is people outside of the States, so it's irrelevant kind of thing, Although I would like to try a Tavor one day. And so I just, because I couldn't seem to keep, actually the last one I was really good. I kept it right on track. But I have a hard time getting the time together right now to set like an agenda. Because Tuesday nights are Camille's swimming lesson, and by the time I get back and get her fed and then get her to bed and then start setting up for, for this, I don't have time to set up an agenda. And I just, dude, during the week, man. Anyway, whatever's. But I think we're gonna, I think we're definitely gonna start doing some chatting. I think we are. Edgar, how's Camille's puka coming? Right now, it's stuck. But I will tell you one thing: it's sharp as hell. Because I was reaching for stuff and and I went puck 2 days ago, and it was just a tiny little cut, and it may as well have been a gusher. But it's kind of stuck right now, though I did bring in a saw. I'm going to take off to 3 millimeters, and I'm going to peen it. The reason it's paused is because the bench is currently taken up with the other bench. But we're at the stage, at the part where we're going to start doing the joining, the mortise and tenon and stuff, like, because all the thickness planing is done, the glue ups are all done. So we're not exactly coming down the home stretch, but we're getting there. And as soon as this is done, that knife is getting finished because her birthday is the 1st of August. 39, man, you know what? She's been in swimming lessons since she was in diapers. And the reason I know how to swim today, oh, wow. I think I spoke about this on a really early live stream. But the reason I know how to swim today is because she jumped into the deep end of a pool at a family pool party and went right to the bottom. And I was the only one in the pool. I have literally no memory of what happened right after that, but I do remember holding her by a foot. Holding her by a foot out of the water. And my brother-in-law was the only one at the party who noticed. And he was grabbing her. And I was just like trying not to sink to my doom. I think I pushed off the bottom of the pool and rocketed out. The next day, man, I signed up for swimming lessons. The universe isn't taking her away on my watch, no matter what. So I learned how to swim. I had never swum very much. I had never taken lessons. When I was a kid, I had tubes in my ears, so my parents were always afraid of me getting into water that was deeper than my knees. And that just built out to a lifelong kind of aversion to water. That's stupid, the silly little phobias we let ourselves... we've put someone on the moon. We have a space probe that has left the solar system. We've created heavier than air flight. We've created symphonies that would make you weak in the knees. We've created opera, but that's okay because we've also created a lot of really great stuff. We've solved, especially lately, scientific mysteries that have confounded people for ages. We've cured massive amounts of diseases. And we're still completely driven by phobias. It makes no sense to me. We're supposed to be better than this. We're human beings. Every human being is an ambulatory miracle. You're the beneficiary of a string of luck lasting millions of years, lasting longer even. This single-celled organism survived where this one didn't. This amoeba, well, that's a single-celled organism. This, whatever, trilobite survived where that one didn't, which became this, whatever, Arcturus, that's a jacket. Was it Archaeopteryx? Whatever. This dinosaur, which survived that long. Branch it off. Tiny, because I was about to go into the unlucky side. These little mammals benefited from the demise of the dinosaurs because of an asteroid. Everything that survives is a minority throughout history. 99 of all the life on this earth died. Entire species were wiped the hell out by catastrophes, climate change, just getting outbred by other animals. Entire branches of our early cousins disappeared. Neanderthals. Though there's anyway. So the fact, the person sitting in your seat right now is so far the pinnacle of all of that history coming into one. And you get to play a part, right? Because you get to procreate and create the next lucky fucking individual. There's not a bad word. So the fact that we are so controlled by fears and phobias just kills me, man. So, and outdoor, the universe has almost taken her 3 times now, and no freaking way. Scott could swim before he could walk. You know what's funny about that? Well, what's not funny about that? That's fabulous. I could walk before I could crawl. I never crawled. I started by walking, and I don't know if I don't know why, but at that point at least, I don't know if this is still the case, but the medical community in the early 70s was of the opinion that it was a bad thing developmentally for kids not to crawl before they walked. So my poor parents would be crawling around and saying, "Look, Jesse, look what we're doing." And I'd be standing there like, what's going on here? But yeah, swimming that early is excuse me, outdoor. Oh, you got a canoe. Oh, a Grumman aluminum canoe. That's like a seminal metal canoe. I would love a canoe. I've done kayaking. I haven't done canoeing since I was in cadets, but I've done a fair share of kayaking, and I would love to get back into a canoe. I want to do a canoe camping trip like you guys would not believe. It's just I kind of wonder if I should take canoe lessons just to sort of get my skills back up. Because the thing about cadets is, those of you who are American, I don't know what the American analog to cadets is. Because if you're British, you know what I'm talking about. It's like the youth arm of, in my case, the Air Force. But sometimes it's the youth arm of the Army or the Navy, depending on if it's Army, Air, or Sea Cadets. The British have the same thing. Australia, I think every Commonwealth country has cadets. I don't mean like military school cadets. I mean, that's what you do. For me, it was Wednesday night. I went to cadets and did some camping and stuff. But like, when you learn stuff, like the military way of teaching stuff isn't about the enjoyment of feeling the water slip under your boat, or feeling the power of the oar stroke or the paddle stroke. Let's face it, not an oar. It's about we have this orienteering session. We have to get to X position in Y number of hours, and if not, then Z will happen, and blah blah blah. The other squadron, no, we never went out against another squadron, but the other flight would win, kind of thing. And I wonder how canoeing would be different if I learned in a more sort of camping and bushcraft sense than the sort of we gotta do it, gotta get, who's got the radio pack, and all that stuff. Um, Jeff, our videos is here. Nice. Wait, what's going on? I'm missing stuff here. I just, you know what? I keep starting to babble. Um, Supposed to be an overnight from Muskrat Springs to New Bloom. Are you guys getting rained out right now? Six, really? I didn't even... JROTC is a little different, but yeah, I think that's probably the closest you guys have. Tried to buy another one last week off Craigslist. $50. Dude, man, I cannot say unto you enough how different buying stuff is north of the border. Because to me, like a 20-year-old used aluminium boat, like $200. Okay. But I don't think I want an aluminium one. What I would love to get is like a canvas boat, but no, that's not in my future. Just because I don't have the time for the care and the upkeep. But I've seen a lot of really nice sort of. Joe Robinette's got either has or he has access to a really nice canoe. But like, do I really want to go throwing three grand at something that I'm going to use that seldomly? Because as you guys know, life keeps getting in the way, Jay was blown out last year too. We hit Pine Creek instead. Okay, yeah. So it was. Now the thing is, was it actually too good to be true? Did the person who bought the thing discover something? It's like, oh wow, that's gonna be expensive to repair. my father-in-law or stepfather-in-law or whatever, he relatively recently, like last year, replaced. He always buys secondhand pickups. Okay, he's an F-150 guy. Last time he went for the Mazda 3000, whatever it's called, which makes perfect sense because it's an F-150 rebadged, right? But man, the price on it was something insane. It was like, really? What's the problem gonna be? Needed new brakes, needed this, needed that. It was all stuff that hadn't been declared. So it wasn't nearly as good a deal as it seemed when he was, plonking his money down. And so whenever it's like a stonking deal, I'm always wondering, okay, what are you not telling me? Coal Cracker's canoe, right. In fact, doesn't he have a recent video on it? $50 in scrap. Yeah, I would really like to. The thing is, right now, I don't have wheels, right? And there's no way the missus is letting me put a canoe on top of her CX-5. But when I do have wheels, oh man. I told you guys what happened to my car, right? I was about to get on the highway and the bottom essentially fell out of it. Donated it to the to Canadian Cancer Society. Looks better, but like I know that stropping doesn't do the same job as going at it with like diamond stones or whatever. But what I've told you guys, like I don't know what to do with that tiny little bevel. Right? This is what I'm used to. Full on Scandi. No secondary. No micro. No nada. Just beautiful Scandi goodness. So, you know, I became good at doing convex because of this thing. And, excuse me, when I got this, my axe sharpening improved vastly. Like everything I have. Dead easy, right? So this little guy, I'm not sure. And by extension, this little guy, right? Same deal. I have no idea what I'm doing. So like, I'm stropping right now. Getting up my, oh, sorry guys. Sick kid's been, running me ragged. So I'm just sort of stropping until I get my courage up, kind of, I have to strap the pocket knife too, right now. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm stropping the ever-loving crap out of this. I'm going to do a video on stropping. A real short one. I realize that, like, it's been a long time since I put out a video asking for help with my technique. And that was one thing that when I started this channel, that was going to be a guiding principle. That I was going to post videos about stuff that I just wasn't getting right. And I haven't done it nearly as much as I wanted to. And I'm going to bring that back. Because you know what? Every time I did it, I got really good information and my technique improved. And I felt that it made my channel just a little bit more interactive. I like asking you guys questions because what I love is when I ask a real simple question and there are 8 different responses in the comments section. I get off on that because so often half of those responses are the kind of crap that I didn't even think about. Didn't even occur to me, So I'm gonna do a few because I've got there's a lot of stuff that I'm no good at that I just sort of stumble through. And that's legit. It's fine to stumble through, because that's what developing is. It's starting by stumbling through and figuring out, okay, that didn't work, but this might. But we're a community. It's easy to forget that sometimes when you're just talking into a camera and then pouring it out into the world kind of thing. But it's a two-way street. If you do your channel right, it's a two-way street. You ask a question, people answer. People start talking amongst themselves in the comments section. That's if you do it right, and I want to do it right. Oh, LT's out of here. Okay. Salut. Salut, mon ami. Mike Morton. Yeah. Thanks for the tap on the wrist. I know. I should bring a glass. The thing is, like, to get on camera at 9, because I want to be punctual about it, I run, man. I'm running around getting my crap done, Some of you guys will remember that time that I fell asleep while putting Cody to bed, and like 8:15, my buddy Eric is like, "You coming online or what, Holmes?" What am I carving? I'm not carving anything right now. I'm stropping. I'm trying to strop this knife, the edge back onto this knife after my Amadou adventure. My Amadou adventure. I should have called my video that. Because, man, whoo, did some damage, Holmes. I got to do this one too, but right now it's oiled up. Because I find if I don't oil up my tools right after washing and drying them, I get a little rust spot action happening. Dropping. Yes, you did see that earlier. Yep. Sorry, guys. Drop out. Yeah. Um, yeah, Mike, I've heard that before about the CO2. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna. All right. Next week, I'm drinking from a glass. Okay, everyone. Next week, I'm drinking from a glass. I don't know what I'm gonna have next week. I'm starting to really chew through the craft beer selection at the local grocery store. I'm not sure what to do. Outdoor. Come on, man. Bush is definitely worse than me drinking the gentle essence of hazelnut and vanilla. This is not vanilla. I don't have a Stein. I should have a Stein just for good, just for good measure. I should get a Stein, like a big obnoxious one out of pewter with a glass bottom. Just making sure. Yeah, I should. One day I'll get one. Oh, or what I should do is just fill this thing. Take the top off, obviously, but 1.5 liters of. Whoa, that would be horrible. By the end of the live stream, I'd be lying on the workbench, I think. Yeah, that's probably how that would end up. And then work the next day would be an adventure, but not the good kind. Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm going to do an episode on strop, and maybe I'll do that next week. What I'd like to do is just get like a full day, a couple of times a month in the forest, and like shoot 2 videos each time so that I can have some actual outdoor content on my channel. Because I know that I can't get into the forest every weekend. My family life is not set up that way. There's this constant pull between my intense desire to get the hell out of the city and the life that I've chosen for myself, you know? I can't believe how nice this blade still looks after I have beaten the ever-loving crap out of it since a little while after that first episode, since this is not the one that Simon lent me. But it's amazing how, like, stainless, man. Mike Morton has drunk many a beer from his MSR Titan. I am so not. Orad's here. I was just talking about him. Guys, when I said I did that science podcast a while ago with a great big nerd, just kidding, with the science student, that was Mr. Orad. Orad? What? What the hell is in here? That was Orad. Yeah, I was talking about you because I was saying how if I could, like if if my channel or my patrons or whatever could pick up like just a little bit of critical mass, I would love to get back into podcasting. Because I still think we learned a lot about podcasting at that time, and I'd like to use some of that knowledge, you know? Guys, I've always seen myself as a media guy. Went to school to make movies. Worked in publishing and everything, but I've always seen myself as a media guy, a broadcast media guy. Now in a more 21st century sense, obviously. And so, like, to me, the idea of putting together a podcast and maybe, if Laura's life ever calms down, which, let's face it, we're adults now with kids. But if that could ever happen, I would love to get that back back up and running, you know. Um, Outdoor Dauber. Oh, the R. Murphy's starting to get some patina. Send me a photo, man. I want to see it. Maybe I should buy one of those. I really like the look of yours. Getting back to the same conversation of the Canadian belt knife. I've got a head of hair fit for broadcasting. Why, thank you very much, Orad. What was I saying? What the hell was I saying? This is Orad's fault. I cannot even find a hint as to what I was about to say. Oh well. Anyways, so yeah, I would love to put together a Paul Kirtley style podcast. I mean, he doesn't do it very often. I wouldn't be able to either. I don't think. Like maybe once a month kind of thing, which I think is when he does it. It's once a month. And what's interesting about that podcast is, look, guys, us bushcrafters, man, and survivalists and blah blah blah, we got to pull up our game because we accept poor quality broadcast and just keep listening. There's a whole bunch of bushcraft and camping and hiking podcasts out there that I cannot listen to. You know, the sound quality is off. They just start rambling. They're trying too hard to be funny and they're not getting to the point. This, that. It's like, and it's all the kind of thing that Orad and I sort of dealt with before starting the podcast. We sort of had a couple of issues, but I find that, you know, you got to bring your A game. You know, you got to bring your A game. Every time you put something out in the world, it's permanent. And it took me too long to get that in through my thick skull pertaining to this channel. And it's something I struggle with all the time because I'm always trying to bring up the quality. I'm always trying to shoot better, edit better, talk better, you know? And it's like so many guys who are putting stuff out, they just sit on it. They just do a podcast. And it's like, no, you don't just do a podcast. You do your research. You know, you get a good mic. You check your freaking levels. You know, you don't, you stay on target. And don't try to be wittier than you are. Keep an interesting story. It's a win. It's a win. And it's that simple. Behave yourself. Be interesting. Use a good mic. Done. Done like dinner. You know. Wait, where was I? Glad you spent the extra money over the CS. Yeah. You should show the chat room a photo of you from the 90s. Which one? The 90s. Oh. Anyone who's seen my Facebook has seen that photo. It's funny because when I was in high school, they tried to do like a youth news network thing. CFCF 12, which is a local news. Well, it's a local channel, right? I mean, you guys know up here it's C something like that. Down in the in south of the border is W blah blah blah. I think K something, depending on what side of a river you're on. Is it? It's really weird down there. Anyways, CFCF 12 was part of a pilot project creating like a youth news network kind of thing. And I was one of the kids chosen from my school to participate. And we did a news piece on Meech Lake, which Americans won't know, but Canadians of a certain age absolutely will know about. And it's boring, but I found it fascinating because I was politically minded, and still am, but I tend not to talk about it very much. Here's the problem. I had a purple mohawk at that time, and when I was at school or in polite company, I just brushed it over. But where the camera was positioned was the side that I brushed it over onto. So there I am on screen with what looks like this purple thatch of hair because that's the side I brushed it over on. I look so stupid. Thank God that I was saying things that were highly intellectual. Because otherwise, man. It's the kind of thing that in like a large in a bigger ticket situation, they'd be like, either move the camera or kid, brush your hair onto the other side. Okay. Western Mississippi, right? Okay. Wait, except for KDKA, why? Anyways. Stroppin', stroppin', stroppin'. Keep that knife a stroppin', rawhide. It's not really rawhide, is it? Totally lost in thought there for a second. I was thinking about that old Youth News Network. Because in the States, they were doing something similar. Neither of them lasted. But, you know. Oh, okay. Anyways. That was a story of my brief time as an on-air personality for CFCF12 Montreal. What do you guys think? Getting better? See what I mean though? Like, I mean, even all the marks that I get on the blade for everything from, you know, making this stuff to everything, just, it cleans up really nice. Is that a stainless characteristic, or am I just not beating this knife up enough? Because like this guy here, which cost $1 million more, that's bombast. It cost a lot more. It shows all kinds of dings and scrapes, even though I keep it pretty well oiled and in good condition, you know? Cut paper test time. I don't think it's sharp enough, but okay. Hamza Ksuri Bushcraft. Hey, nice knives you have there. Thank you, mister. I think mister. Welcome to the chat. Let me find some paper and we'll see if it's... I don't know where there's any paper. I can't find any paper anywhere. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I am taking note to check out to see if Hamza Ksuri Bushcraft has a channel, and if so, to go and check it out. Let me find a pencil. A pencil. One pencil. Looks like a branch, but it's not. Stupid. Okay. Where are you listening from, Hamza? Hamza Ksuri? Hamza? Can I call you Hamza? Where are you tonight? Oh, Scott's a Habs fan. He listens to TSN 690 in Montreal. Many people in this town are Habs fans. I prefer the football, by which I mean soccer. It's not bad, but it's not where you want a knife to be. I think, you know what? I think that stropping is not... Okay, so I need to get some more action going there, because up here it's good. It's down near here where it... Because look, if I... Oh, see, now I've bent the damn paper. Yeah, no, it's... You know what? It's not a stropping thing. I think I have to go to the Diamond Stones. So everyone say hi to Hamza. I'd be surprised if we were able to tune it from there. Tune in. From Tunisia. I have never been to Tunisia. I used to know someone from Tunisia. I have got to see that part of the world someday. Wow. Wait a minute. What time is it in Tunisia? What are you doing up? I'm going to strop this one as well a little bit. But yeah, this one I'm going to have to actually sharpen. Yeah, you know what? I haven't been a Habs fan in a long time. I haven't paid attention to the hockey since the Carbonneau days. I don't know if I'm I'm totally dating myself. But anyways, I do watch the Montreal Impact, wishing that it was a bigger ticket team, but a couple of years ago, Didier Drogba was playing for the Impact, so I went to many games because I love that guy. Wow, 3:35 in the morning. Hamza, are you up late or up early? Did you just get up, or are you just not haven't even gone to bed yet? Try butcher steel or ceramic. If you don't have a rod, use the bottom of a mug. Yeah, okay, I could do that. Um, hey Hamza, what kind of knives? Like, do you have knife laws there? Like, like in some countries, like in the UK, they've got all kinds of weird knife laws. Do you have anything like that in Tunisia, or can you carry almost anything? Another thing outdoor dauber is you can use the edge of a car window. Scott, Guy Carbon was my favorite hab. Okay, good man. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I used to know Guy Carbonneau's son when I was working at the pub. His son was a rep for. Jeez, I don't remember. I want to say Guinness, but it wasn't Guinness. But he was a rep for one of the alcohol companies. Nice guy. Looked quite a bit like his dad. But you know, it's funny because when your dad's a hockey player, doesn't mean you're going to be one. Doesn't mean you're going to be famous. You know. And I find it interesting how you see an actor or a musician or a famous bushcrafter like myself, and you assume that their kids are going to be something just as show busy or just as sporty or whatever, and then one day you meet one of them and he's a beer rep sitting in your pub. You know. But yeah, outdoor. That's my philosophy as well. Um, don't grind away metal until you have to. You know? Paul's got a video coming out. All right, see you later, man. I'm gonna be waiting for that. I'm gonna be waiting for that. But yeah, so yeah, it's funny, because famous parent does not mean anything really. And yet, when I went to see the Police when they did their sort of that tour a few years back, the Police were always one of my bucket list bands, and I had always thought that I missed them. So when I found out that they were doing a one last hurrah, I bought the damn tickets. And the opening band was Fiction Plane, which is a band fronted by Sting's son, who talked a lot about not wanting to be seen as his father's son, but wanting to um, chart his own course, which is all well and good, except he played the same instrument as his dad and had a band that was the same format. Lead singer was a bass player, there was a guitarist, and there was a drummer. And just like his dad's band, two British guys and an American drummer. And he even played the same model of bass as his dad. So I'm like, you sure about that, big guy? But anyways, I don't even know why. Carbonell, I didn't. I don't know if he. I don't think he only had. Well, maybe. Was he a nephew then? I don't remember. He was related. I'm remembering like years and years ago, and I didn't pay that much attention to the guy. But he was related to Carbonell. In fact, he even had the same last name. But anyways, uh, hey, does Wi-Fi cause cancer? Whoa. Joke's on us if they actually discover that cell phones and Wi-Fi really cause cancer, eh? Like, oh God, just kill me now. Maybe he was a nephew. I don't know. He looked like him though. Why am I wasting my time second guessing myself now? Anyways, see that spot right there? That's because I had like, oh, what was it? Like sap, a great big glob of sap, and I took one of those sponges with the scrapey side on the other side that I thought wasn't going to be hard enough to scratch up my damn knife. Bugs me. My beautiful knife. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't make that big a difference, but I was kind of pissed when I did it. I was like, I should have thought of that. I really should have thought of that. I mean, it's for scrubbing, for God's sakes. Get with the program, dude. Did. Man, I wonder what bushcraft is like in Tunisia. I wonder what bushcraft is like in like Africa, in like North Africa, in the Middle East, in Siberia, in Australia. Like, I want to see guys swinging axes and making fires everywhere. I watch anything, you know, anything at all. I've watched everything almost that Ray Mears has made, especially like when he was like what was his first little series called? You know, those really short little videos. I don't remember what it's called, but I watched some of those, but I don't like them as much. But you know, when he gets to like he's doing bushcraft in Africa and he's canoeing the Mississippi River. You know, it's like, man, he hits Sweden. You know that was it Lars Felt that he shared a salmon with, or was it someone else? Lars has been on his videos before, but it might have been someone else. I want to see the forest or the wild everywhere, man. I don't want to sit in a cafe in Paris. Actually, I kind of do. I've done that before, and that's a whole lot better than fighting to see the Mona Lisa. Um, but like, I want to see what the forest is like in France. I want to camp. I want a rough camp. You know, a wild camp in the UK. You know, I would love to see what it's like to sleep in the bush in Australia and survive the experience. I want to get into a Land Rover Defender and bounce across a sand dune. And I want to do it all with my video camera with me. That's what I want to do. Let's just see, right? Yeah, that's in a way better condition. It's hard because this is a torn edge, but anyways. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I mean, I use it for opening boxes and like little things where it's like, geez, I wish I had a blade. Flick, you know? This is definitely going to be much, much harder. Bushcraft in Africa and Australia is known as daily life. Yeah, I think you're not wrong. We're coming down to the home stretch here, guys. It's 22:45. 15 more minutes. You know what, Outdoor? I'll answer you. There ain't no progress on Simone's outdoor ash stump, because if there was, he'd be telling me about all these beautiful billets he's getting out of it and how it's too bad you don't have any, Jess. I can't wait to see that thing broken up into pieces, though. There is no way that there isn't at least 1 or 3 epic axe handles in that stump. That's going to be something fantabulous. What number are we at? What, no one's going to count? Nobody knows what number we're at now? Oh, an octagon handle. I hadn't even thought of that. 9? Come on, really? I have elected to disbelieve you. There's 9. Well, you know, it's funny, Simo, because I got to get me a chainsaw. I absolutely have to get... There's no way that's 10. I refuse. I'm sitting on a stump here, by the way. I don't have an actual stool in here. I'm sitting on my chopping block. Scott he's like, he's got the spell check problem going on. Hamza's saying things I don't understand. You know, it's funny because I very briefly, when I was working at Starbucks in another life, there were these 2 Moroccan guys who used to come and hang out. And I don't mean like their dads were from Morocco. I mean, these guys were from Morocco. And I've always really liked Arabic. Depending on where it's from, like, I like the sound of sort of African, well, especially Moroccan. But I love the look of it. I've always been a real geek for written languages. Runes, Etruscan, you know. And I've always been completely enchanted by the way Arabic moves on the page. So anyways, these guys very briefly, like, I had 2 lessons and then I changed jobs. I never saw those guys again. But I regret not going further with that. Because a lot of history happened in that part of the world, you know? Yeah, I can't wait to see what the bullets look like either. I wonder how long it's going to take to dry them so that they don't, you know... What... The problem I had with this maple, this gorgeous maple, that I was supposed to be using for my workbench, is that it was air dried and it hasn't completely dried yet. So we did, like, you know, thickness planing and it's beautifully straight, and then by the next week, you know, it's picked up a bit of a hiccup, shall we say. And so I always wonder, you know, you cut your wood, and how the frick do you keep it straight? How do you keep it straight? You know? Yeah, I noticed Hams is counting as well. Great. Um, yeah, 1 year per 2.5 centimeters. It's a long freaking time, dude. Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like 2 years. Hold on. Is this in centimeters? No, it's completely old-fashioned. Okay, hold on. What about this? Of course not. No, no. You know, I don't even know what inches look like. That's kind of a lie. I've been learning about inches as I've been doing more and more woodwork. But generally speaking, ta! I don't know where the hell my, hold on. I bet you it's over here. No, it's not. Well, I'm going to estimate that this is 5 or 6 centimeters. So actually not that long. $3.5 You're probably right. You're probably right, actually. Now that I'm looking at it again. Man, I love this piece of wood. It's so nice. Excuse me. You know, I'm surrounded by things here that I want to make videos of. Surrounded, you know? Recognize it? I'm absolutely surrounded by things that I want to make with you. There is literally no more convenient bow saw than this. Did you see how I put that together? Flip, click. I can't wait to do a video on it. Made in Canada. Nice guys too. When they found out I was getting one specifically to do a video on, they were like, man, let us know when it goes up. I'm like, hey, my life if it calms down, I'll get a video up and I'll tell you all about it. So I want to do a video on that. I want to do a video on that. I'm dying to do a video on that. Definitely going to do a video on that. What else? What else? You know what I'm also thinking of doing? I'm thinking of redoing my my draw knife video. Purely for like, I'll do it differently. I want to redo my draw knife video, and I think it's time to do a follow-up on my Swedish carving axe. Just because I like to go back to things that I've spoken about before or done a quick review of before. to show how it's held up over time. Wait. Did somebody... Outdoor, you are so wrong. The metric system is not weird. It is straight, man. It's 10, and then it's 10, and then it's 10, and like there's 100, and then there's 1,000, and then there's 1,000,000, and then there's what the British call a million, no, 1,000,000,000, and then there's a billion, and it's all tens. The imperial system is beautifully poetic in its old world, natural world flavor. But I'm innumerate. I can't get the numbers to work. Why is a mile not 1,000? Well, because it's 1,000 Roman legionaries' paces. Done. Can't get it to work. Imperial just, it makes no sense to me. And like an American pint is smaller than our pints because we use British pints of beer. If you buy a pint of beer in a Canadian pub, you get more beer. And I know this. No, I done the research, but what originally made me think of this was one day when I still worked at the pub. Why am I talking about that stupid place so much tonight? Anyway, I am. Just deal. We received a shipment of American pint glasses. And they all had to go back because you can't sell an American pint in Montreal. Because everything is is based on actual pints. You know, your price is for an actual pint. It's not for an American pint. It's for a full-sized British pint, you know? That was when I realized that the imperial system is fundamentally flawed. When you're going to have two different kinds of ounces, two different fluid ounces. Oh, and then there's a solid ounce. Two different kinds of pints, two different kinds of... It made me like... Does not compute, you know? Simone still believes that silky saws are better than bow saws. I got my silky around here somewhere. It comes everywhere with me. But my silky's not big enough. I've got a 170. I've gone by 170, I think. If I knew where it was, I could show you. Is it here? No, that's Simone Forget. Canadian belt knife. Yeah, my silky's probably out in the garage. I'm a stinking liar. Okay. 170. Pocket Boy 170. Right? These are lasers, dude. You cut through the branch. But this is too small. This is not big enough for what I have the Agua Canyon for. And I find that like at this size range, they're really affordable. Once you get to kind of real working size, like bigger pieces of wood and everything, they're not affordable anymore. Adam J. Adam, are you a McKay or a Mackay? Video idea. Maybe it's something about how your most faithful followers first found your stream. Wow. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. That would take a couple of steps, though. That would take me putting a question up on either the the Rain Dance Facebook or Instagram or somewhere, because not everyone here does the socials, to find out. You know what I'd like to do that as a as a Google Hangout. That would be cool. Outdoor and Simo are they're being boys. They're planning stuff again. I see. Anyway, that's a pretty good idea, Adam. I don't know. Maybe I should think about that. Yeah. That axe handle maker in NB. Oh yeah, East Coast Lumberjacks. He's great to work with. He's great to deal with, guys. If you're north of the border, there's no reason to throw your money at House Handle or Beaver Tooth or whatever. Beaver Claw, Beaver Thang, Beaver Handle. I don't know. Because, you know, getting them across the border is going to cost you a mint. I do not believe that worked. I wish you guys had seen that. Yeah, East Coast Lumberjack. In fact, his production slowed a bit because they're building a new workshop. Oh, it's 23:01. Okay, my time's up. So I'll see you guys next week. Same time. Next Tuesday, 9 o'clock, New York and Montreal time. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you guys next week.